So guys, I officially have 1,111 hours on Overwatch. And to keep this theme, I want to talk about consistency because consistency is a very important topic to talk about when climbing a competitive multiplayer game. And because of this, you want to stay consistent. Not every game you can win. You can't win them all. And you can win most of them as long as you stay consistent and keep goals in mind and have ideas of what to do in the game. You want to be better than their enemy so that even if you get bad teammates, you can carry them. And that's is how this is the mindset you need to be able to climb Overwatch. One of the most important things about consistency is the amount of time you put into something. So, like a lot of skills in sports and other stuff, the amount of time you spend will relatively be proportionate to how fast you improve. And because of this, let's compare Sunshine Bread, a relatively big streamer that has a name instead of me, just sitting. Okay, anyways. So she spends a lot of hours playing this game. Relatively about, you know, 7 hours a day. And this is not including like off like to the side coaching or scrims or any of those. So she spends like basically, you know, 7 days a week, 8 hours a day almost playing this game and improving and trying her best to put in quality games. And this is what makes her improve really fast. And if you keep this mentality, you will improve because your aim, don't worry about your aim will improve with time, as shown with Sunshine Bread. Her aim has improved drastically because she spends so much hours playing the game. Now let's compare it to me. So I'm a relatively small streamer, and sometimes I have school, sometimes I have other things to do, and these can all be excuses. But generally, I have less hours, right? So what can I do to compete with Sunshine Bread when it comes to hours? Rather than putting, try to compete her in hours, I'll try to make better quality and better use of my hours. And that is something really hard because you will figure out what's the best for you as you play. Because everyone has a different solution, and you try your best to figure out the solution and climb. If it isn't obvious enough already, a lot of good players, especially GM slash top 500 players, generally spend at least 1 hour a day playing this game. And when I say at least, I mean at least. That's like the bare minimum. So even if you want to catch up as, a mid-rank player, maybe even low-rank player, you're going to have to put in way more time because they spend years honing their skill just to become this good. And because of this, you want to not only just play the game, but learn from the games. Make the games more quality and learn outside the game rather than just, grind, 12 hours a day every single day, which will make you burnt out and tired and sick of the game, ruin your mentality because you have a really bad streak, because that is going to happen. Rather than doing that and doing all the suffering through all that, you can, learn from other players, watch videos, learn, improve that way, and reset your mental so you can go on the next day. And that's one way to stay consistent. So, consistency is a very important factor when it comes to climbing because it's a fact. If you spend hours in the game, you're eventually going to improve, just like any other skill. So, let me tell you about how I got GM. I was one of those lucky players who, when Blizzard revamped the rank system, I climbed from plat to GM within 2 seasons, which is a really short amount of time. And this, stirred up the high elo community because a lot of these plat players they don't deserve GM, but they are here because of the rank system being like really poor when it comes to matching your MMR. And because of this, don't worry about your rank because your rank is temporary. but your performance and your mental and all these other skills are permanent. If you're able to transfer these skills over, you don't have to worry about your rank because you improve slowly. To sum the video up, there are 4 points that I want to address. To be consistent, you got to put in the time. You also have to find other ways other than playing to learn. You also have to take breaks and just don't worry. So do me a favor, be consistent, and I'll see you in GM.